The Rephaim lived near the Moabites. The Moabites called them Emites. The Rephaim were also called terrifying beings. Rapha has two meanings. One is to heal, like medicine. This leads us to how the Watchers taught man how to use herbs for medicine. The other meaning is ghost of the dead. The sunken ones or the fallen ones. Most of the time in the word, the dead is used, it is Rephaim. Right? Many were said to be giants. The skeletons found in the Holy Land tells the tale.
That they're a lot bigger than a normal Egyptian.
But on average, compared with the other ones, I'd estimate this height, the height of this individual, about 185, and the average height about 5'6" for males, which is about 158.
Nearly 20 centimeters taller than average. However, 1.85 meters is not even close to Goliath's supposed height of 3 meters. But even taller skeletons have been found in Israel. The site of the biblical
Og, king of Bashan, is said to be the last of the Rephaim. He is also said to have had a bed 9 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. Goliath and his brothers were descended from Rapha and Gath. David and his warriors killed them. Laban's daughter Rachel had a name that is derived from Rephaim. I believe this can help us trace her background, which leads us to the Messiah from the line of Joseph, which is the Antichrist. In Isaiah 14:9, it states that the dead will rise. They are the kings of the nations. The word for the dead is in this place is Rephaim, the undead, much like vampires.
Que nous appelons le texte des Rephaim, dans ce texte, les Rephaim sont invités à un repas dans un palais pour manger et boire. Ils voyagent ensemble sur des chariots pendant 3 jours, jusqu'à ce qu'ils arrivent au lieu de la fête, qui est décrit comme un lieu de battage, l'aire de battage. Alors, certains pensent qu'ils sont décrits dans ce texte comme des guerriers voyageants et qu'ils représentent une sorte d'aristocratie guerrière.
great kings of the past. But having 6 fingers is known well beyond the borders of ancient Palestine. These depictions of Syrian ancestors on cauldron handles were found in ancient tombs. They have a striking anatomical feature. 6 fingers, a symbol of supernatural power. These ancestors are known in Syria as Rephaim. Thousands of clay tablets found in the ancient city of Ugarit tell us of these historical people. In 1929, French archaeologists discovered an archive in the burned remains of the palace, dating back 3,000 years. Some of these tablets tell us of the Rephaim.
Les Rephaim à Ugarit désignent les ancêtres royaux divinisés. Après la mort, les rois étaient divinisés et considérés comme les protecteurs de la dynastie et de la cité.
Ugarit was founded around 6000 BC. It was abandoned around 1190 BC. The tablets were found in 1928 by French archaeologists. One tablet described a feast held by the kings or the Rephaim. The word for both deity and sacrifice were the same in the Ugarit language. This echoes back to Nimrod being sacrificed upon his death. The banquet was the scene of obscene actions. One such occasion, Baal himself was said to have stood up and spat while the other gods were having a feast. Okay. 2 banquets Baal hates. 3, the cloud rider, a banquet of shame, a banquet of baseness, and the maidservant's lewdness. For there in the shame is seen children was also provided with vessels with sweetened meat inside. The vessels were broken and the children ate the meat. This is strangely similar to the Mexican custom of breaking the piñata. The Ugarit tablet records that the kings and gods gathered and had large parties where the people worshipped their gods by getting drunk and committing sexual acts. In Ugarit, the parties happened very regularly. The other activities at the rituals make it unquestionable for the reason why the Moabites called the Rephaim terrible beings. The Rephaim were said to drink blood and other body liquids. The goddess Anat ate the flesh and drank the blood of Baal without knife or cup because he was so beautiful. This is probably the reason why it was such a sin to eat meat sacrificed to idols. It may be cow, goose, or person. It's no way to tell. Another part of the ritual is the dog. The dogs are valued because they can sense spirits. Jinn are also said to be able to change into dogs. The religion of the Nicolaitans was Canaanite in origin. The Canaanites blended in with the Hebrews and later the Christians, who were just Hebrews and other groups that accepted Christ. So when the groups left the Holy Land, anyone could claim to be a Christian and no one would know. Groups of Baal worshippers claim to both be Hebrew and Christian without having to change their belief. The early Christians are accused of worshiping snakes, of having incestuous orgies and eating babies with the permission of dogs. One was always under the couch at the Ugarit festivals with a large chunk of meat. Okay. This leads us to Revelation 3:9. In 70 AD, the temple was destroyed. The Romans destabilized the whole area. This wiped the page clean. Thousands of years of history was distorted. One group that totally disappeared was the tribe of Dan. Moses said that Dan would leap from Bashan. Bashan was also the country of the Rephaim. The tribe of Dan used the temple of Baalbek. This temple was where the design came for the temple on Mount Moriah. Solomon was given a man there from Hiram Abiff. He was from Bashan to build the temple. He was a Danite and an architect. The tribe of Dan learned to worship the golden calf in Egypt. Dan's flag was a snake inside of a hexagram. The hexagram was all over Bashan and Baalbek. So it's a really clear line from the tribe of Dan mixing in with the Rephaim and becoming what they call the synagogue of Satan.